Commercial real estate investments are usually done through syndications. A real estate syndication allows individuals to combine their financial resources together to purchase properties much bigger than they could afford or manage on their own. These types of investments tend to offer higher returns with less risk involved. Each syndication is made up of general partners and limited partners. At Wealthstream Investments, we act as the general partners. The limited partners are passive investors. They invest money in the deal and are part owners of the property, yet they don't have to do any of the heavy lifting. We find, analyze, and buy the properties that have the best investment potential for investors. We are generally looking for value-add deals in areas of growth and stable, diversified employment. We, too, generally invest in each and every one of our deals. We would never bring an opportunity to investors that we wouldn't invest in ourselves. We look for value and deals because these types of properties have the ability to increase in value with a strategic business plan, such as A. Increasing rents up to market value. B. Improving operational numbers through minor renovations. C. Lowering property expenses as the general partners. Wealthstream Investments manages the investment throughout the entire life cycle, from purchase to sell. We sign on the loan and manage the property. We take care of everything for our investors so they don't have to. Your first step as a potential investor is to schedule a quick 15-minute introduction call with us to make sure the relationship is a good fit. Once that's complete, you will subscribe to Wealthstream Investor Club. Once we find a deal that meets our targeted returns, we will alert you via the Investor Club newsletter. At this point, you'll have the opportunity to review the deal and make sure it's a good fit. We then complete a 30-day due diligence period to make sure everything on the property checks out. If anything unexpected comes up, we renegotiate the deal or pull out completely. We take a conservative approach to all of our deals. Before we get to what kinds of returns to expect, let's quickly go through the process on how your returns are made. Each month, rent is collected from tenants, but before we can split up that income, we first need to set aside funds for our overhead expenses, such as A. Property taxes, B. Vacancy costs, C. Insurance, D. Property management fees, E. Repairs and maintenance, and a few other things. Whatever is left after that is considered cash flow. These distributions to investors are typically distributed on a quarterly basis. Financial updates on how the property is running will be provided regularly. Now that you have an understanding on how the process works, let's spend the last minutes of this video going over investor returns. Wealthstream Investments offers an equity percentage of the property based on the amount of capital invested. This is usually a 70-30 split, with the investors owning 70 of the deal. The targeted returns we look for in a property have A. An average annual return ranging from around 15 to 18%. B. Cash-on-cash return around 7 to 8%. C. An internal rate of return around 12 to 15%. Let's compare this to the stock market, which has earned on average just 9 over the last 30 years and can be very volatile. Now let's talk about the sale, also known as the exit strategy. We build our exit strategy into the deal from the start. Our conservative underwriting takes into account the best time to sell. This is usually once renovations are completed and the rents are raised to market value. This is when the property reaches the maximum NOI, or net operating income. Once the investment is sold, the profits are divided and distributed to each investor in the deal. Investors receive back their initial investment plus all the profit from the sale, generally offering higher returns than any other passive investment out there. As a passive investor, you don't have to worry about things like being a landlord, answering calls from tenants, or paying monthly expenses. Leave that to us. When you invest with Wealthstream Investments, you won't have to work for your money. Your money will work for you. That is the beauty and power of passive real estate investing. Thank you for watching this brief presentation. If you want to get started building your wealth with passive real estate investing, visit us at www.wealthstreaminvestments.com and schedule a quick 15-minute call for more information. And for educational resources, go to our website and join the Wealthstream Investor Club to receive updates and newsletters.